Hey guys, welcome back for some more Project Zomboid. Today's tip of the day brought to you by Max Stone and Ruben. Among a number of other people have said this in previous videos, but since I am starting this now as a segment, tip of the day, if you want your tip to be featured, please say it in the previous video, and I'll try to say it in the next day's video as we go forward. But I feel like that since there's a new build, we might as well start this just to disseminate information as we go throughout learning about the new build. And that's going to be to, since I'm so absolutely filthy right now, I'm going to try to find a washing machine. Now, there weren't any in the large warehouse, but there's got to be some around here because you can still use washing machines while the water is running in Knox County. And I want to make sure I make total use of this because I haven't been finding a lot of soap, really. Okay, let's just see if we can take this one out really slowly. There we go. Okay, now there are a number of houses over here, so I'm going to look for washing machines if I can find them. That would be really good to do that. But then after that, my objectives for today are going to be to seal the windows of the warehouse, either with metal sheets, though I don't even know if I have that material. I also want to take apart... actually, did I open up these garage doors? I haven't even thought about where garage doors are located, but now that they're openable in the game, I could make use of them, and maybe for cars even. Yep, that's usable. We want to seal the windows of the warehouse. We want to dismantle the crates, and we want to clear the local Zeds. I'd say maybe to 1 block around, and then if we can, we also want to make keep a low profile. It's just going to help in general while we're doing this. I imagine that the game is going to get ridiculously hard as survivors, or as survivor mode, you know, they kind of ramp up throughout the first month. So we'll probably see a few around here, but then really the main problem becomes that you just don't have supplies. So anyway, let's try to see if we can find a washing machine and get that underway. All right, well, I got scratched, but I did actually manage to take a house over. I was trying to... all of this just to wash my goddamn shirt. I really doubt that it's going to infect me because I had a lot of layers on, but that's what we're trying to get right now. We're trying to get our clothing in better condition, so... Anyway, I'm going to sleep in this house a bit because I'm ridiculously tired, and that takes over way too fast right now. Alright, so here I am washing my clothes. You have to turn on the washer. You don't, as mentioned, you don't actually need soap. You're going to be misled into thinking that you need it when you see wash, but all you need to do is turn it on, put them in, and then I guess I'm going to have to get naked in front of this zombie. But it'll be worth it because I'll have clean clothes at the end. I've actually taken some of the zombies' clothing items off of them only because... and here they are. Oh shit, actually I gotta be really careful because now I'm walking around barefoot, which now has its own consequences. You really don't want to walk through broken glass shards while barefoot, otherwise you get large glass shards in your feet, which is one of the worst wounds in the game because you need to take them out and they can create deep wounds and just in general be horrible. But we're gonna have to take all this stuff. I don't know if... let's see. Wet... okay, the dirty stat is going down progressively, so it's sort of like cooking your clothes, for lack of a better term. I think I'm actually going to get rid of my old jacket because it was in bad condition, so I'll just put that on the ground. Everything else is going to be soaked, but it's okay. And now at this point, my denim shirt... yeah, it still is somewhat dirty. Maybe I could have put it in multiple dryers to see if that would work any better, but I'm still disgusting. I haven't managed to get into a shower yet. Nor have I really examined them very closely, but this can be done. But they do make some noise, so I noticed that when I turned them on, a bunch of the zombies in the nearby area started, knocking on the windows. I think I'm going to turn on the dryer while I'm at it, and then I'll just start to take things out as we go along. Okay, so if I were smart, I would have done my electrical skill acquisition before this, and I probably would have found a car so that I could transport this back to my base, but I really don't think it's going to be worth it to make all these trips to the laundromat, because, well, the power is going to go out pretty soon, so I won't even be able to do this anymore. But you can get 3 electrical and a screwdriver to dismantle these things, so if you happen to get really lucky, and you come upon a base that Well, there's a house with a washer and dryer, you're in luck. Otherwise, I don't really know how you would power them. I guess you would need running water, so you could set up like a rain collector above it, and then you could put on a generator wherever you're living, and then you could actually have working washers and dryers all the time. But seeing as you know, bloodiness and dirtiness is actually far more evident now with this new update, yeah, I definitely see people making washers and dryers like a staple of their base. Anyway, we'll try to head back to our base since this was kind of a bust. Alright, we made it back home sweet home. We do have one relentless pursuer that managed to keep up with us for the entire time, and I'm just going to take him out. I don't completely trust the wood axes anymore. I feel like, at least when I used them, and it might be because I have really low axe skill because I'm not a lumberjack class, they tend to get lodged in skulls, so you spend a lot of time taking them out. Even though that they're really good weapons and they're pretty reliable, I mean, there is something nice about having a short, blunt weapon, only because it's not going to get lodged in skulls, at least as far as I can tell. But, I mean, you know, different weapons for different circumstances at this point, I suppose. Yeah, we didn't really manage to keep a low profile, but we are going to have to start to clean up these bodies. Otherwise, the area is going to start to smell, and it's going to make me sick. But of kind of greater importance is the fact that how to put this? Like, in real life, I don't get tired really quickly. I'm like a pretty thin person with high metabolism, so I can just kind of keep running forever. But my character is very sluggish, so I'm going to have to get my character kind of up to speed. So what I've been doing a little bit is just sprinting off camera, and it's leveling up this stat because I mean, like, to be fair, sprinting is something entirely different from fitness, which is just how much breath you have and how, basically, your stamina in fights. But we do need to get that up, so I might even just spend a little bit of time, like, running laps around this rooftop. It's pretty safe up here, though I did see a few who spotted me on the rooftop the other day. I think we'll go along with the rest of our objectives now, though. We've got the washing machine out of the way. Unfortunately, we can't bring one of those back with us. But my clothes are pretty clean, and I could always get a second pair at this point. It's not going to be worth it to make a new one at this point, but I think I'm going to dismantle the crates in the bottom. I'm going to try to clear the local Zeds within one block, and then other than that, just keep a low profile. I have really good tools and materials right now, and I want to keep on, you know, working with what I've already got. So let's just get to dismantling. Alright, well, I just assembled the last crate, and now the entire warehouse is pretty much empty. Eventually I am going to have to use these planks, but I think I'm going to use the garage doors for all my coming and going. I don't actually know if they tend to beat against the garage doors, but I think that seems safer. They seem more secure, and even if it doesn't work out, I could always just get, like, you know, and I do actually plan on doing, whatchamacallit, like, sheet ropes from the windows. I think that would be a good way to have, like, a second escape. Beanie hat, that would give me more. Actually, no, I don't even think that is giving me any insulation at all. I'm pretty much better off in my hard hat. Never mind. I could have sworn that there was a hard hat on one over here, but I think it might have been back there by the laundromat. It seems as though a lot of them have kind of gathered. Ooh, I didn't notice that key the other day. Let me try that out. I am getting tired and hungry, a little bit hungry. I used up pretty much all the food in the warehouse, so we are going to have to go on a food run soon. But I think for right now, probably the best use of our time would be to try to find a car, just for transporting any kind of large goods. I'm trying to think, too, if there's anything that, like, we need to do before the power goes out. And I haven't really thought of anything. I could have. Oh, wow, I didn't realize that this was here. A car already in the parking lot that I never even checked. I feel pretty stupid for that. But one thing that I hadn't thought of till right now is this kind of formation right here. I think a commenter by the name of Evil Cookie, I don't know if he's watching these videos right now, but he used to comment on videos a while back, and he had suggested, at least I believe it was him, he had suggested that you try something like this whenever you're looting a house. Let me just see, is there room here? There is room right now, but you can open a door, park your car next to the door to the house, and assuming that, you know, I had blocked off this spot right here, like I can't get through here, but I can get through on the other side, which is no good. But if I had managed to do this right, then I would have sealed off the entrance, leaving me free to open up this entire, or to loot this entire area. Would have been nice if I had done it right, but I did not do it right. Anyway, that's a pretty good strategy for looting now, though. It seems like, yes, I can close that door. Great. Okay, so at this point, I think I want to keep a car in decent condition, since I've noticed, I don't know if it's just in the test build, but I've mysteriously lost a lot of the wheels to my cars, which I actually kind of like, because I figure, you know, if you're running over a bunch of zombies with the wheels of your car, they're probably going to get in pretty terrible condition with all the bones in them after some time, and so on. Anyway, the rest of the entrances are pretty much blocked off, so I think at this point I'm just going to go on to my next objective and try to clear out the Zeds from the local area, probably with the weapons that I have, and get some food while I'm at it. Alright, we cleared the local area, but just, well, sort of just as I suspected. It looks like this car was at 100% when we first found it, which is absolutely surprising because it's very difficult to find cars at 100%. I think this is normal settings anyway, but it did a real number on the tires. I think it's a combination of the off-roading and also just running over. That had to be 10 or 12 of them right now. My current kill count is just past 100. 108, and survived for 12 days and 15 hours. At this point, I think I'm just going to go back inside, and I don't care about clearing a couple more blocks from here. It sounds like a lot of the meta events already happened for today, too. We heard a helicopter, I heard gunshots, I heard screams, so pretty much, I mean, at least a good amount of the horde movement is out of the way for now. Particularly the helicopter event I was pretty nervous about, and that did happen when I was somewhere far away from my house, which is a good thing. Anyway, at this point, I guess we're just going to bury some of those corpses so that we don't get sick. I've also been listening on the radio. I've been tuning in every now and then. Haven't heard anything yet, but I was kind of hoping to, which is kind of depressing. I guess we'll just have graves out front or something like that. We did find food. We also found a book to cure my ravaging depression from having taken apart so many crates, which apparently it has that effect on you. We also found a rake. I don't really know what to do with that. I found a broom. I imagine that's going to be used for cleaning up glass shards on the ground because those do hinder stealth. They get in the way of that. So I think at this point we're just going to head back upstairs and see if we can find that shovel. Alright, well, no dice on the shovel, so I had to check some of the warehouses nearby, and I have found a shovel. There's also a propane torch here, and in one of the, there's also metal sheets. There's just a lot of good industrial equipment over here that I'm going to need. A lot of these are locked, though this was the spot where I killed that, mechanic zombie before. So what I think I might do is to just check some of the keys here later, but this is kind of another project for a whole other day, and right now I'm really low on food is the thing. I did find a can opener, so I have some canned goods, which is really good because I needed that, but at this point they do seem to be filtering into my base. I guess I made enough noise today that I am in danger now, so I'm just going to keep trying to clear out this spot. Surprisingly, it hasn't cured my ravaging depression yet. But I'm only a tad weepy now, so that's good. Other than that, I guess we'll try to find books, and then just generally better weapons. I'm going to save guns for tomorrow or the next day, only because it seems like I've got enough to deal with right now. And obviously I'll use some other spot to set them off, but I don't really see the point of getting better with guns until I find a lot of ammo. And I will be attracting a lot once I do find guns, so I better be ready for a bunch of them to come to me. Okay, although today's been kind of a shit show, just with how many have shown up, I'm probably over like 110 or 120 on the kill count now. Yeah, 121. One thing that I have found that still works is opening and closing doors just to separate yourself with 1 or 2 zombies. It was an old strategy I used to use before if I ever got like really overwhelmed in a room where I could let 1 or 2 in, close a door, and then fight those ones, and then take a group of like 10 or 12 of them and reduce that down to like 6 groups of 2 if I really did it right. You know, you need to have good timing, and you need to stay really close to the door for it to work. Of course, you know, if it doesn't work out, you're immediately dead. But it's always fun for a change. Now, I mean, I don't know if they're responding to the player-built structures or what, but I mean, like, the crazy part is that I am actually getting better at combat, and it's starting to feel slightly easier to me, which I thought was not possible in the new build. But we have Axe level 2 already, or Axe level 1 skill point. And you don't actually even need to, like, spend skill points anymore, as far as I've seen. You just level up in the skill when you have enough experience in it, which I actually really like. Because, you know, experience directly equates to skill. So anyway, we're going to have to get our sprinting up a little bit more. So what I think I'm going to do at this point, just so that I can maximize on the fitness and hopefully become a faster sprinter overall and just more of an athletic character, I'm probably just going to go to sleep now, raid a couple houses without any weapons on me or anything, just a duffel, and just run in and get food. Only so that I can just spend a few days around here just training my athleticism. I think more than anything else, that's what's holding me back, because I can't just, you know, run everything over with a car, otherwise my car is going to go down, and I need that car really badly to transport heavy items back to this warehouse, like the washer and dryer that you saw before, or maybe even get, you know, like a generator, get power going. There's a lot that we could do, and I think this is one of the best base choices in the game. I don't feel cheap at all because the new meta is so difficult, you know, doing it. So I think we'll do that. We'll raid for canned goods. We'll just take the bag on us, and then we'll come back and run some laps around. Okay, I'm going to try to take apart this bed, too. Hopefully it'll work. I've got a 45% chance of success because of my carpentry level 3. I didn't even mean to get this good at carpentry at this point in the game, but it's at least going to mean that when I sleep, I have... Oh. No, man. Alright, we'll try another house. Either way, when I sleep, it actually means that I'll get a better, you know, quality sleep. And I won't wake up in pain, either, with all the neck pain. Speaking of which, I'm surprised that neither of our scratches did any infecting, but, you know, it just kind of speaks to the fact that scratches are really not that scary a wound anymore. Replaced with the lacerations now. Though our character is pretty well protected, so I'm somewhat not surprised by that. I think at this point we've found enough. I've actually got a lot of canned goods, and I did also manage to find a lot of books. Some of the stuff that I've found too needs refrigeration, so we're gonna keep our eyes peeled for a generator. I think that there's one in the industrial complex nearby, but I don't really want to spend any more time because it looks like the hordes are getting bigger, and it's also getting later at night, which is decreasing visibility. At this point, I'm probably just gonna go home and run some laps. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up here. It's July 23rd, 4:40 p.m., 70 degrees. I actually found a nice beret on one of the zombies, so I look like some sort of green beret or something like that, or like some veteran. I don't know whether to shave or not. I guess that kind of takes away from the green beret look. I don't think that they could they have beards? I don't think that they could have beards. Actually, I think like certain mustaches are allowed in the military, or something like that. But well, certainly I wouldn't have hair that long either. But at this point, my sprinting is actually at a pretty respectable point. I'm really, really close to the second level, which does make a difference. I can run about 3 laps around this complex without getting tired. It looks absolutely disgusting on the outside. I'll probably have to use the shovel to clear out the bodies. But I think I want to test out the gun later, too. Nimble, we still have to level up. That would be nice. But we did level up our sneaking. We got our carpentry way up today. And I found this sweet Spiffo backpack. Anyway, let me know what other tips you have for any tips of the day. And if I should shave my beard. I do have a razor now, and I have a lot more tools. And I did survive another scratch, so I don't know. Maybe I'm immune to the infection or something, but I got to be careful because my gloves actually ripped off when one of the zombies came near me. And I'm just wearing the beret for fashion right now. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think of the, I don't know, I tried some new animations and things out in this video. I just kind of want some feedback in them. Anyway, thanks.